Captain Emily Shaw of the HMS Audacity stood on the bridge, her eyes fixed on the swirling gases of the gas giant that they had orbited to hide from the Busner Patrol. The Busner Patrol had finally moved on, allowing them to emerge from their hiding place. "Status report," Shaw called out, her voice tight with the tension of their prolonged evasion. Lieutenant Richard Baker responded promptly, "All systems nominal, Captain. We're ready to resume our mission." Shaw nodded, a grim smile playing on her lips. "Very well. Let's see what else this galaxy has in store for us." "Captain." The sensor officer, Lieutenant Micah Fox. "I did get a lot of good scans of that gas giant, so it hasn't been a total waste of time." Then he exclaimed, "New contact. They are almost on top of us." Shaw's eyebrows rose. On screen, the main view screen flickered to life, revealing a large spaceship. The ship was shaped with a series of rounded sections like someone laid circular sections on a surface and then mashed them together in a row. "Can you get a read on their weapon systems?" Shaw asked, her voice hushed with awe. Fox nodded, his eyes wide. "Yes, Captain. They are armed, but as far as I can tell they are not diverting extra power to weapons. And they're hailing us." Shaw straightened her uniform. "Open a channel?" The view screen changed, revealing a being that took everyone's breath away. It appeared to be a large lizard with thick armored scales in places. "Greetings, travelers," the being's voice resonated through the bridge, somehow both raspy and discordant at the same time. "We are the Keel. We waited till the Busner Patrol left to approach. We were avoiding them like you were." Shaw stepped forward, her voice steady despite her racing heart. "I am Captain Emily Shaw of the Earth ship Audacity. We come in peace and friendship." The Keel's facial expression looked menacing with the bony ridges that looked almost sharp. "Captain Shaw, I am First Regnick." Shaw relaxed a little. The Keel ship had them dead to rights and didn't fire, which was a good sign. She could worry about their ship being that blind later. "You mentioned the Busner, why are you avoiding them?" "Indeed," Regnick replied, its tone darkening. "They have recently become more troublesome. We are not in conflict with them, but contact with them is sometimes better avoided." Over the next few hours, Shaw was in discussions with the Keel. The reptilian beings were traitors and, like seemingly everyone else, had visited Earth and watched, waiting for them to emerge from their cradle system. "The Busner are a problem. They have turned everything on its side of late," the Keel leader explained. "So far they bully us a little here or there, rattling their sabers as if to remind us they are warriors by profession where we are mostly merchants. We are aware you are dealing with the Mulnari and the Loxus, just as we are aware the Busner already established dominance in your system. Our records indicated none of your ships capable of war survived." Shaw hated being so in the dark. The Keel seemed to know almost everything. "We are always looking for new trading allies, though we are still learning what we have to offer as valuable on the galactic market." The Keel nodded. "We will happily trade with you. We do not trade sentience, though, just so you are aware." Shaw looked confused. "What do you mean trade sentience? You mean people?" Regnick nodded. "The Myzoans are trading with someone on your world for sentience. We do not do that." Shaw nodded. "Earth has many governments. Most would not do such a thing. The group we represent would never." It sounded like a lie, and he hoped the Keel believed him. Having never heard of the Myzoans and knowing they were in contact with and trading with someone on Earth was valuable information. The Keel nodded as if he was aware of that too. "The Naxith home world is just a system away. I will make them aware you are on your way with that." The Keel sent a transmission with the route to the Naxith, and then they turned their ship and went in a different direction. Light years away, the Defiant lingered at a Lagrange point. Captain Michael Davis surveyed the alien sun and its orbiting planets with a mix of excitement and apprehension. "If we wait here too long, they might start thinking we are up to no good." "How is the AI coming along?" Davis asked his communications officer. Lieutenant Sarah Foster studied her readings intently. "Sir, I think it is as ready as it is going to get." Davis nodded. "Any signs of Busner activity?" "Negative, sir," Martinez replied. "But there's something odd about the planet's surface. Large areas appear to be scarred, for lack of a better term." Before Davis could respond, Lieutenant Sarah Foster called out from her station. "Captain, we're being hailed." On screen, Davis ordered, straightening his uniform. The view screen flickered to life, revealing a being that looked almost amphibian in nature. Its skin had a wet look and was a deep purple, with iridescent patterns. Large, luminous eyes regarded the human crew with obvious curiosity. "Greetings, unknown vessel," The alien spoke, its voice carrying a musical lilt. "I'm Speaker Talmer of the Serrani. What brings you to our system?" Davis stepped forward. "I am Captain Michael Davis of the Earth ship Defiant. We come in peace, seeking allies and knowledge." Talmer's eyes twitched. "Earth? We have not heard of your world. You must have traveled far." Over the next few hours, the crew of the Defiant learned much about the Serrani. They were a peaceful race, focused on art and philosophy. But the scars on their planet told a darker story. "The Busner came 5 cycles ago," Talmer explained, his voice heavy with sorrow. "They demanded tribute, as is their way. When we could not meet their demands, they made an example of us." Davis's fists clenched at his sides. "I'm so sorry. We've had our own encounter with the Busner. They've done great harm to our people as well." Talmer's eyes widened. "We would be happy to trade with you, to share knowledge and culture." They spent the next few days engaging in cultural exchange and limited trade. The Serrani technology, while not as advanced as they had hoped, still offered valuable insights. As the Defiant prepared to depart, Davis couldn't shake a feeling of frustration. They had found another victim of the Busner, but not the strong ally they had hoped for. Still, every bit of knowledge, every new perspective, brought them one step closer to understanding the complex galactic political landscape they now found themselves in. Earth only had so many ships and needed every bit of information it could get. They had enough to return home with. Captain Davis looked at his navigator Martinez. "Get us home best possible speed back on Earth." In the depths of Area 51, Dr. Elena Reyes stared at her computer screen in disbelief. The simulation she had been running for weeks had finally yielded results, and they were beyond anything she had dared to hope for. "General Blackwood," she called out, her voice trembling with excitement. "You need to see this." General Thomas Blackwood strode into the lab, his face a mask of curiosity. "What have you got, Doctor?" Reyes manipulated the holographic display, bringing up a complex series of equations and diagrams. "Sir, I believe we've cracked it. By combining principles from the Molnari propulsion systems with some of the quantum entanglement theories we've been working on, we've developed, well, for lack of a better term, a faster-than-light communication system." Blackwood's eyebrows shot up. "Are you serious? How is that possible?" Reyes launched into a detailed explanation, her words tumbling out in a rush of scientific jargon. Blackwood held up a hand, chuckling. "In English, please, Doctor." Reyes took a deep breath. "Simply put, sir, a wormhole large enough for a ship has to be created outside of a gravity well. The larger the wormhole, the more issues and more power required, but creating a super tiny wormhole large enough for a radio wave, well, that takes far less power and might not even be limited by gravity wells. No more waiting weeks or months for communications from our ships. We can coordinate our efforts in real time, no matter how far apart we are. We will have to know roughly where they are, and encryption will be critical, but it's a start." The implications were staggering. With this technology, Earth could unite its efforts across the solar system and beyond. They could warn of approaching threats, coordinate defenses, share discoveries. The possibilities were endless. "How soon can we implement this?" Blackwood asked, his mind already racing with the strategic advantages this could provide. Reyes's excitement dimmed slightly. "That's the catch, sir. We can build a prototype within a week, but to create a network, we'd need to send devices out with all our ships. And the power requirements are significant." Blackwood nodded, his jaw set with determination. "Make it happen, Doctor. Whatever resources you need, you've got them. This could be the edge we've been looking for." As Reyes and her team threw themselves into the work of bringing this revolutionary technology to life, a sense of cautious optimism began to spread through the top levels of Earth's defense structure. They were still outgunned, still facing overwhelming odds, but with each passing day, each new discovery, the playing field was slowly beginning to level.